All right. So, hello. How you doing? Hope you have a great day today. This is probably one of the most important videos that I've ever made, in my opinion, and for what I'm trying to do with being a mortgage originator and assisting buyers uh, when it comes to the mortgage process. So, this class is going to be leverage your home for financial freedom. So, this is for people who already own a home. If you're trying to purchase a home, I have some other videos trying to help assist with that. You can also reach out to me with my contact information in the description below. But this one is for people who already own a home and how to leverage that home to get to a point where you can be financially free, debt free, etc. in the process. So I'm a huge fan of Dave Ramsey when it comes to the process. He didn't invent the process, but he's getting to a point where you're debt free. Uh, it's a process that works, and it's a process. And my whole goal is helping people leverage their home to get to that point. So that's going to be good. A couple fun facts about me: husband of a wonderful wife. I got a couple kids as well. Hopefully, the wife wants, give you a few more kids, but if not, I plan to adopt at some point in time in the next 10 years. Uh, Good at 5 instruments, can play over 10. I'm always trying to play more music. I love taking care of local churches. It's one of my big passions, and I read over 50 books a year. So investment one-on-one. You invest in something because you believe that it will grow in value. Stocks, you believe the companies will grow in value. Index funds, you believe the entire market will increase in value. 401ks, you believe the market will increase over a long period of time. You're making these investments because you believe that they're going to actually increase. There are many complicated ways you can play an investment game, but for the average person, you're trying to make these investments because you believe the investment will increase. Uh, from an investment standpoint, you buy a home because you believe that the home will increase in value. So to help prove that, here's homes as an investment have done well over the past 30 years. If you extend this out even further, all you see are appreciation, appreciation, appreciation. So over time, the average is about 4 to 5% appreciation over the past 40, 50 years. And if you look at this over the past 30 years, there's only one period of time where homes did not appreciate, and that was around 2008. And that was because the recession was caused by people not having equity in their homes, bad lending practices, bad appraisal practices. Before then and after then, there have been decent practices to where a majority of people that are getting homes are having to put down some sort of equity to get the property. They have to be able to show some sort of income to get properties, things of that nature, to where we do not, experts in the field do not see a bubble happening. Homes will continue to appreciate the way they have done over the last 30 years, last 50 years, etc. Homes as an investment outpaces stocks. So once again, this is not my data, but this is a data from Yahoo Finance. Don't let the real estate bubble fool you. Cumulative returns on real estate versus stocks from 97 to 2017. The home market is doing very, very well in comparison to even the stock market. Process of financial freedom for leveraging your home. There's a process to this, in my opinion. This is what I teach. Step one, you want to purchase the home. And once again, there's many ways to get financially free, debt free, financially independent. But this is what I teach because this is the field that I'm in. I've done it myself personally by leveraging a home. So this is what I try to use to help buyers get to a point, or people get to a point of financial freedom. So step one, purchase a home. Step two, refinance to get rid of mortgage insurance. You don't have to know what mortgage insurance is, but just know that refinance to get rid of it. 3, refinance to pay off debts. 4, refinance to get a lower term. That's the entire process, to be honest with you. The get rid of mortgage insurance part, that can save you a couple $100,000 a month. You can do that within the first couple of years. Refinance to pay off debts, you're normally doing that within 3 to 5 years. Refinance to get to pay off some debts, that can save you $1,000 a month plus, and paying off those additional debts that you have with using equity from your home. And then step 4, refinance to get a lower term. This is saying, hey, I'm debt free, I'm doing pretty well, mortgage payments are not a big deal. I want to be able to gain as much equity as I possibly can in this property. And going from a 30-year to a 15-year is going to be the best way to be able to do that. But I'll go into more detail in all these steps. This is going to be the basic outline for the rest of this conversation. So I'm going to skip step one, purchase a home. I have a couple videos on that, so check out those videos. We're going to learn how to purchase a home. This class is made with people who already have purchased and are now trying to get to that point to where they can be financially independent and debt-free. Step two, refinance your home to get rid of mortgage insurance. So mortgage insurance protects a lender in case a buyer stops making payments. For most programs, mortgage insurance is required when you put down less than 20%. This monthly payment can come out to $100 a month, $200, $300 a month. It depends upon the program. It depends upon the purchase price, which ends up becoming tens of thousands of dollars in extra fees over the life of the loan for the buyer. Paying down your mortgage and your home going up in value can help lead to you getting to this 20% equity. For example, you buy a $300,000 property. If the home goes up to $360,000, now you have 20% equity. Now you can speak with your lender about trying to refinance you to get rid of that mortgage insurance. If you pay your mortgage down to $240,000, that's doing the same thing. Now you're at 20% equity in the property. You can speak with your lender now to try to get mortgage insurance taken off. For most homeowners, within a couple of years of purchase, you will have combined paying down your mortgage enough to show 20% equity and be able to refinance to have the mortgage insurance removed. This is just an initial first step buyers can do. You've had the home, for a couple of years. Every year you should be doing some sort of home financial update. I see how much value you have in the home, how much loan you still have left. See if refinancing could be an option for you. I recommend this for everybody, unless you have less than a 15-year mortgage. Every single year, always doing some sort of equity position in your home and how you can be able to either refinance or move things around with that property. I apologize, I got a little bit of sniffles. Side note, what is a refinance? So a refinance is when you have your home appraised to make a modification to your loan. The modification could be to get a lower rate, it could be to change the term from 30 years to 20 or 15 years, get rid of mortgage insurance. Overall, the appraised value of the home is most important for a refinance, not the rate. Many buyers get really caught up on this whole rate thing. Rate is not that important. It's okay. It's something to think about, but it is not the most important. And especially in a refinance, most important is that appraised value. Most important if a buyer is trying to mitigate the most equity things that nature is going to be term. Going to a 15 or a 20-year term, it's going to save you tons and tons of money, which I'll show later on the slides. So far covered, step one, purchase a home. Step two, refinance within 2 to 3 years to get rid of mortgage insurance. Step three, use your home to pay off other debts. So once you have more than 20% equity in the home, you can refinance to pay off debts with bigger interest. You can do it with less than 20% with some other programs, but I don't recommend that because if you do refinance with less than 20%, you're going to keep mortgage insurance on there. And to me, that's going to make the monthly payments. That's not a step. That's not going to be as smooth because you're going to still have a couple $100 a month in monthly payments. So the goal is to get to that 20% equity position, have mortgage insurance taken off, and then using the best program for refinance, which is the conventional program, to be able to refinance to pay off debts with bigger interest. A conventional program is not going to be your best program for everything, but when it comes to a refinance, it's only going to give you the best benefits. For example, you buy a $300K home. Once again, after 3 to 5 years, your home is worth more than $360K. Now you can start using any of that additional money that is worth to be able to pay off other debts. So, for example, if the home is now worth $400K, then you can be able to use $40K towards paying down credit cards, car payments, and any other loans you have out there. Many times, this amount can amount to savings of $1,000 a month or more for many buyers a monthly payment. So even if your monthly payment goes up $200, $300 a month by getting cash out to pay off these other debts, if it's saving you $1,000 a month, you're still saving $800, $700 a month in monthly payments And now instead of having 10 different debts, you only have one main debt that you're trying to pay off to get towards financial independence. Most important, the homeowner can go from having, once again, 10 plus bills to having that one main bill. Additional note, use your home for home improvements. This is a form of cash out refinance where you get cash by using that cash to be able to, improve the home of some sort. But just understand, home improvements do not equate to additional value. If you spend 30K for a new pool, that does not mean when you go to sell your home a year later, your home is worth 30K more because of that pool. Normally, it does not equate to the same thing. Square footage and rooms, that helps out the most normally, but almost anything else you can be able to do is not going to actually equate. So if you're trying to use your home and use equity from the property, I only recommend using that for necessary items. Your roof only has 1 to 2 years worth of life left. Foundation is having some issues, things of that nature. That's what I recommend using your equity in your home for. Other little things that you may want to be able to improve on your home, I highly recommend, getting another savings account, putting a percentage of your income into that savings account, and when it gets up to a certain amount, now using that equity or using those assets to be able to fund some of your projects, but only using refinance money, in my opinion, for items that are necessary in your home, because the goal is to become debt free. From what I'm teaching. Once again, example, you want to use it for roof donations a year, financial repairs, etc. For example, your home is worth, once again, 400K. You can use 80% of this value in a cash out refinance. So your technical worth is $320,000. That's your usable value. Current mortgage, let's say it's $250,000. You have $250,000 up in your mortgage. That puts you at $70,000 you can be able to pull out to pay off debts or do essential home improvements. So summary so far: step 1, purchase a property. Step 2, refinance within 2 to 3 years to get rid of mortgage insurance. Step 3, refinance within 3 to 5 years to pay off debt. Step 4, refinance to a 15-year mortgage. This is the last step of the process, but it's the most important step. It's the step you want to get to as soon as possible to be able to just absolutely grow your amount of equity, assets, etc., that you have when it comes to your home. So, power of a 15-year mortgage. I did a video on this, so you can check that out. But just look at this in general. 300K purchase price. Just let's say they have a 30-year mortgage, decent interest rate, 3.875% rate for this time, and then that ends up equating to 234K interest for life loan. Now get this, with a 15-year, most likely you have better interest rate options, meaning you can be able to choose from lower rates. By the way, in the market, with interest rates, you're choosing from 10 different rates. You don't just have one rate based off of your profile. But let's say this person at a 15-year were able to choose a 3.5% rate, 112K interest over the lifetime loan. That's saving you over half the amount of interest over the loan. If you ask somebody you want $100,000, most likely the answer is going to be yes. And this shows either you get that with a 15-year. But I even ran some numbers like, hey, what if it's some weird, strange world where 15-year rates were more than 30 years? That's not the case. But let's say it was the case. How would those numbers look like? Even with 3.875, 4.5%, or even 6% interest rates, the amount of interest you're paying over the life of the loan is still much less when you're doing that in a 15-year term versus a 30-year term. So 15-year mortgage is the game that you want to be able to get to. So one major drawback is that you're going to have higher monthly payments with the 15-year. It could be $200-300 if you're at higher price points, $400-500K. It could end up coming out towards $400 or $500 a month difference in monthly payments. So this is mainly going to be an option once you have all those other debts paid off. You feel very comfortable where you're at, and you just want to be able to improve that equity as quickly as possible, pay off that final debt, that final mortgage debt as quickly as possible. So once again, payments can go up $300 to $500 a month. This is why it's important to pay off the other debts to better afford these payments. So for example, purchase a home at 300K. Then once the 15 years are over, you're now worth 300K plus just from being a homeowner. You're not doing some fancy stocks game, some fancy savings game. You're not thinking about anything. You do the 15-year mortgage, you stop thinking, and after 15 years it's paid off. Or you get some lump sum from, something else, a big bonus at work, something paid down to you, you can pay more into it. But it's just a simple, easy way to be able to be worth a good amount of money. And anybody that's worth 300K plus is worth a good amount of money. All right, so summary for the entire process. Step 1, purchase a home. Step 2, refinance, get rid of mortgage insurance, save yourself a couple $100 a month in monthly payments. Step 3, refinance to pay off debts. That can save you $1,000 a month or more by paying off these credit cards, car payments, things of that nature that have these very high interests. Step 4, refinance to get a lower term. Go from a 30-year to a 15-year mortgage. You can save yourself $100K in interest plus over the life of the loan. So thank you for watching this video. My contact information is in the description below. Most important is speak to your lender as soon as possible about these different options, whether it's myself or someone else. Speak to someone today if you have any questions about this. We're always willing to help.